Hello, friend. Welcome to another episode of the Mount Rushmore of Everything. Today, we are talking about Asian animals.
My first one, controversial, because we've talked about it in the past in other categories. I'm going to go with the Bengal Tiger.
Okay. I don't think the Bengal is necessary, because tiger alone would have sufficed, because now you're getting a little specific, but I agree.
Very iconic. You see it in a lot of Asian paintings. You see it in a lot of advertisement, if you will, of things that are very much part of Asia. And again, Asia it's a
large
There
place.
is a lot of things going on there that you could pick from, but I think it's very iconic to it.
For sure. So what helps is that it only lives in Asia as well, which, if you've seen African animals, it was very important to me in tiebreaker scenarios to pick something that is very exclusive to a continent, if possible. Tiger has that, as well as being easily the most iconic to Asia, as you were saying, like with folklore, ancient mythology, all that sort of things. Largest cat species in the world. It's just iconic everywhere, to the point that it is the national animal of not one, not two, but 5 to 6 of the different countries, which is tied for the second most in the world. First most was lion, which if you saw our African animals one, you would know that. I'll put the link up in the description for it. Go check it out. But the lion has the most representation. I think it's like 14 countries for that. But the tiger is tied at number 2 with the golden eagle. It's number 2 to 3, depending on where you go, for most common high school mascots in the United States.
Huh.
But they are very iconic to Asia, indeed. Which is why they are also non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, I agree. Good.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Second one. The only other one that I consider non-negotiable is the giant panda.
Yeah.
This is the animal of China, to the point that it is the national animal for China. And then I think China overwhelmingly represents Asia because, A, its size, right?
It's
like,
big.
I mean, it's so huge population-wise. It's huge as far as its impact on world culture, right? Like, just like the reality of the United States impacts North America more than Canada does, so is that true of China impacting Asia more than any other Asian country, really. Nepal, yeah. Which is not to say that it's better in any way, just that it necessarily impacts culture in a bigger way. So being the national animal for China, and even though it only lives in China, this creature is so iconic. I mean, you can't think panda without thinking Asia.
Well, that was my first thought. It went straight to the panda.
It might even be more Asian than the tiger. Even though they both only live in Asia.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I can at least, like, entertain the idea of a tiger somewhere else. Whereas if I see a panda, I just think China.
China. Yes.
Which is true, too, because it literally only lives in China.
Yeah.
And probably would already be extinct if it wasn't for our intervention. Give us another one.
Okay, this is where it starts getting a little more shaky.
I agree.
So I don't know if I would put it in a. Okay, I'm gonna go. I have 3 non-negotiables.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say this third one, just because it is in the name, and it's the Asian elephant.
I agree.
But you don't have him as a non-negotiable.
No, but it is on my list.
Okay, well, good. You're going through the list and think, okay, well, yeah, the panda. And then I don't know what other one, but then this is my thought process. When I came to the elephant, I'm thinking, okay, the elephant, but wait, that's African. And like, no, but we have the Asian elephant. So yeah, it's still heavyweight on this one animal.
If you watch Discovery Channel things from that are in Asia or whatever, it's very common to see the Asian elephants and they're stampeding with the logging all around them and talking about their loss of territory, right? It is a very common thing to think tiger, elephant.
We're 3 for 3.
We're 3 for 3.
We're good. And now that's it. I know that we're not going to agree on this one.
Really?
Yes.
You know we're not going to
I'm that
agree.
confident.
Interesting. So it came down to 2.
Okay.
One of them is the camel. Because the camel is extremely iconic, specifically to the Middle East.
Ooh.
But it is also in Africa. And in a lot of Africa.
See?
So it's sort of lost points for me in that it's also really iconic to Africa. But overall, I feel it's iconic to the Middle East. which is technically makes it iconic to Asia, but it's different. It's like my argument against the bald eagle, right? Like, it's iconic to the United States. That doesn't necessarily mean it's iconic to North America as a whole. And the other one was the king cobra, which is probably the most iconic snake in the entire world. If there's any snake you know what it looks like instantly by thinking about it, is the king cobra.
Yeah.
You can visualize it, the snake charmers, right? It's a very uniquely Asian animal.
Yeah.
So I think Asia because of it, which is why I am going with the king cobra.
Really?
I am.
That's what I picked.
Really?
Yeah.
And you said we would disagree.
I thought for sure, because I struggled with that one. But I thought, I just went with imagery of the snake charmers.
Yeah.
But then I think, okay, but what about Egypt? And there are cobras in Egypt.
Sure. I don't think they have king cobras.
No, yeah. Then that's when I started
Do we have to say
a little
king
more.
cobra, or is it just the cobra?
And I think you do have to say the king cobra.
Yeah.
Because that's the one.
It is definitely the one that comes to mind,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even consider the camel.
Really. I actually
And it's probably
discovered
because
it
of
along
that.
the way.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those that I'm like,
that.
oh yeah. Like, if I think Middle East, I do equivalent that with, but it's, again, because Asia is so, the environment, right, is so starkly different, right? You have sort of desert in the Middle East, forest, I guess, of Russia.
And even China.
And even China to an extent, but China is a little more getting into the, like, the
Himalayan.
sort of your point with the India of, like, they share some animals with Africa. It's not the exact same elephants or whatever, but, like, picture an elephant in Russia, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a second. But it's the same continent, though, so it's this weird, like, it's difficult.
It's difficult to pick just what it would be. Another one that I consider was the dragon, the Komodo dragon.
Okay, I could see that.
But I don't think that is as well known as being from that continent as the four that we picked.
So a couple of my other ones that end up getting cut is snow leopard, which mostly got cut because it's a very iconic animal, but I'm not sure that I think of it as iconic to Asia. It kind of is, because I think it only lives there. But yeah, I think, which is a specific part of Asia, which is a weird, it's kind of like the camel Middle East thing. And the other one I thought of was red panda.
That too.
Which I thought has an argument, but, there's only 4, and I don't think it definitely is not above the tiger. It's definitely not above the actual panda, the giant panda. And then elephant and king cobra just feel more...
I think what took points for me, the red panda, is that it's named Panda.
Let us know what you think in the comments. And be sure to leave all the hate comments that you would like towards me for picking the elephant for this while snubbing it from African Animals. If you haven't gone and watched African Animals and you want to be triggered by my lack of having the elephant, go ahead, check it out.
See if he cares.
Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed this video, which you made it this far in the video, so I think you probably enjoyed it. Seems reasonable.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate that. Also, be sure to subscribe. Click the little notification bell. That way you know when new videos come out. Right now, they're coming out every single Thursday. Thank you, as always, for watching. We appreciate every single one of you, and we will talk to you next week.
I think our viewers are
Savvy
educated
enough
to understand what Asia is.
We believe in you. You know that Asia's a continent.
We have a very elite of viewers here. From all the YouTube viewers out there, we
have the intellectual elites.
Yes.